Hi, my name is Sean. My family name is Casista, or clan name, if you will. I've been politically active along with standing up for my God-given unalienable rights for about 20 years now. I have built a website where I've documented a number of cases, mostly relating to highway traffic-related issues. And a lot of the information on the site is quite revealing as far as calling it some criminal stuff I see going on within the courts here, and you're going to see it too, because I pretty much recorded everything since day one with this last case that just came up, and this video is an intro to that case. And these people that I'm talking about, these people have allegedly sworn oath to do, to act in our best interests, and I'm not seeing it. I mean, there's some pretty simple stuff here, simple process. I challenged, well, just really briefly, let me just state that in March of this year, this is 2023, I had just finished putting a course up, actually, a law basics course, where I show people, how to stand up, some basic stuff on how to stand up for your liberties. And one of the things that I educate people on is about who they are and who they are not in the grand scheme of things, or the the realm of the law, let's say. And what I've learned from previous experiences is that don't hand over government ID. As far as I'm concerned, it's slave ID, and I stopped doing that. I actually created a constructive notice and declaration and started providing that information. And this document states clearly and unequivocally who I am and who I am not. And on a couple of occasions in the past, it's been quite a while now, I've had I had charges thrown out because of some of the things I've done. Anyways, with this new case, I was basically out on the ice fishing. A couple of my snowmobiles. A friend was with me. We were driving, operating our sleds out there. I had a couple of friends drop by and visit. And anyways, a couple of MNR officers showed up, and I recorded an entire conversation with him. I'm not going to get into it too much, but basically it turned out to be a joke. I mean, at one point he was trying to give me the definitions of his act, and when I responded, well, what's the definition of the word person in the act? It's like, we're not going there, right? So it was kind of like a one-sided conversation, and it just kind of turned into a shit show. Every actual meeting has turned into a shit show. So anyways, all these recordings are on my website and on this webpage, which this video here is an intro to. Let me briefly talk about a few things here. According to the Supreme Court of Canada, unanimous judges in R versus Stinchombe, everything in the Crown's possession related to to matters, such as this one, must be provided in the disclosure documents, even if it will help the other side. Okay, that's what R versus Stinchombe says. All right, because it's about getting to the truth. It says the truth in that piece of case law on a number of occasions. It also mentions that this being a common law right, and that it's the Crown's duty. So, anyways, this document that I handed to them, and also Fred as well, he handed his to the OPP officers. Two of them actually had two copies on them, gave them one to each of these individuals. And these officers, in their notes and in their records, their reports, they mentioned receiving these documents, or this document. And so they made actually claims that we're free men on the land people, which we are not. I'm just a man exercising my God-given unalienable rights under the law, and the only law that applies to man, which is the law of the land. That's a fact. I challenge the prosecution to state otherwise. Where's your evidence? I'm more than willing to sit down and figure this out. So anyways, this document is supposed to be included in the disclosure documents, along with the audio and recorder body cam footage that is also on the police. Holy shit. So all this stuff that's in the possession of the Crown must be presented in the disclosure documents. Most specifically, the constructive notice and declaration that I gave them. But they are not putting it in there. And it's just a sign that these people are playing dirty. I'm sure they are well aware of R versus Stinchombe, but appear to be ignoring that Supreme Court case law. So you tell me what's going on here. Okay, so as I said, I've been in there into the courtroom 5 times. Everything's recorded. Everything's up on this webpage, and then some. And on this 5th appearance, expecting that they weren't going to put this document or provide this document for the disclosure, to add to the disclosure, I tried to address the all capitals name, which is on the docket, and also reflects the name on the birth certificate issued by a corporation known as Ontario. Okay, that corporation created a corporation. It created a legal name, a legal entity name, a fictional name, an artificial person. That's a fact. That's by definition, that's what that is. Okay, and I held this this birth certificate up in the air. Like, I got it right here, actually. And I don't want to hold it up because it does have personal information on it, but it's all capital letters. A name that resembles my family name, or clan name if you will, is in all capital letters and listed first. Same with all the other names on there. Clearly it says Canada on there, all uppercase, Ontario, all uppercase. And let me just point out something when I brought this to their attention, and actually I'll get to that one sec. I want to point out one thing here. This is a blown up copy of this birth certificate, and there's a red number on it, and there's something in very fine print that, and it being a blown up copy, I can barely read that. I still need magnifying glass, but it basically states that Canadian banknote on there. So this is a commercial instrument, and that is being deceptive, being that fine a print in there that's not recognizable. Okay, so right after I held up this birth certificate and stated that this name is that's written in all capital letters and reflects the name on the docket is a debased form of writing called Dog Latin. And after I stated that, I held up a copy of this document here, a photocopy of the front cover of Canadian Style, a guide to writing and editing. And then when I flipped the page over to read this section, he actually shut me down. He didn't want to hear any more. Wouldn't let me speak. And it was like soon after that, he threatened to throw me in a cooler room to, cool off. Because I was getting, pissed. I'm standing up for my liberties here, and I'm being intimidated by, people in this courtroom that are not doing what they're supposed to do, and my rights are being trampled on. I'm not able to speak. There's a common law maxim that states, "Hear the other side." They're shutting me down. Anyways, here's what I wanted to read in regards to some information in that book that relates to capitalizing, full capitalization of names and whatnot. It states on page 78, do not capitalize a generic term such as a city, country, or county, state, or province when it precedes the proper noun or stands alone, unless it is used in a corporate sense. Okay, so again, that's a debased form of writing. Refers to artificial persons. That's what the definition of corporate means, or corporation means. Look it up. It says it's an artificial person. So ABM or IBM is a person. McDonald's is a person. Burger King is a person. Tim Hortons Donuts is a person. That's a fact. So here I am trying to stand up for my liberties, and it's just turning into total shit show, and I'm doing what I can here, you know, to fight back, and that is basically exposing what is going on here. Another thing that was deceptive is when they read something out of the Courts of Justice Act in regards to recording, and this document is also up on my webpage here. This is the Courts of Justice Act, Section 136, relating to no person or to recordings, making recordings in court. It states, no person shall take or attempt to take, photograph, motion picture, or audio recording, or recording blah, 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 at a court hearing. Okay? This was read out in the courtroom that day. We've had some people that, I've had people come in there with us to witness what was going on, and I asked everybody to record things, and some of them did, and some of them were told not to record. They said it was against the law or whatever. It's just not allowed, which is bullshit, because right under the section that I just read to you, and they read in the court that one day, or that last day, it states, 130 Section 2, exceptions. Nothing in subsection 1 prohibits a person from unobtrusively making handwritten notes or sketches, or at a court hearing, prohibits a lawyer, a party acting in person, or a journalist from unobtrusively making an audio recording at a court hearing in the manner that has been approved by the judge for the sole purpose of supplementing or replacing handwritten notes. Okay, they didn't read that section. This is how manipulative they are. They'll read the other section there, but they didn't read that portion. You know, it's okay. Nobody's allowed to read in here unless you're doing, unless you're the press. I mean, we're all the press. When things are getting really bad, we need to start writing about it. We need to become reporters, and especially when the mainstream media is completely on board with the government and pumping up propaganda. And we need to get in there, and we need to gather the facts of what's going on. At the end of the day, a simple conversation needs to take place, and the Crown is obligated to answer some of these simple questions that I have for them. It's about getting to the truth. Okay, they have a duty here. They can't be hiding stuff. They can't be, that's not in the best interest of the people. So, am I free or am I slave? Let's sit down and have the conversation. If they're not willing to have the conversation, it means they don't want the information to be revealed to the people that they are, in fact, slaves. And we have a slave system, and it's only going to get worse. With this digital ID system that's coming in, you're not going to be able to buy food or do anything until you get the mark of the beast. So with that, just check out my webpage and Case 8 on that webpage. That's nomoretyranny.net. That's www.nomoretyranny.net. Look for Case 8. Thanks for listening in.